What's going on, guys? And in today's lesson, we're going to go over how to get lean while still having a social life and not sacrificing everything you love to do. My name is Alex, and I'm an online health and fitness coach, and I help busy professionals burn fat, build muscle, and feel their best through building simple and effective plans that you're able to stick to. That way, you can take out the guesswork, and that way, you don't have to make health and fitness your entire lifestyle. So you can put your time and energy into things that are more important for you. So if that's something you're interested in, just fill out the coaching application below, and I'd love to have a conversation with you, see if there's any ways I can help. So without further ado, let's get into the lesson. So a lot of people think that they can't go out, have a social life, and still work towards their fitness goals and still make progress. It's something that I've struggled with throughout my journey, and it's something a lot of my clients have struggled with. And through lots of trial and error and research, I've found ways that I've been able to help people manage on how to maintain both. So the first step is to set a realistic and specific goal. So when your goals are vague, if it's just like, I want to get lean, there's no way to track towards whether you're making progress or not. Getting lean is just an idea. So you can always be leaner. So say you might get lean, you might lose 5 pounds of body fat, but because you have this idea that's vague, you might think you're falling short when in reality you're actually making solid progress towards your goal. So a good example would be I want to lose 10 pounds in 12 weeks, for example, or drop 2% body fat. That way there's a very specific quantifiable amount that you're working towards, and you can see whether or not you're making progress. Also, when you see that you're making progress, it'll keep you encouraged, keep you motivated, so that way you continue to come back and you don't get discouraged over time. I found the number one thing that sets people back when it comes to eating out is portion control. Most restaurants do not manage their portions. So following the hand rule has been very effective if you're not going to track foods. So that's following a palm-sized portion of protein per meal, cup-sized portion of carbs, a thumb worth of fat, and a fist worth of veggies. And if you're a man, I recommend two, woman, one. But that's an easy way to balance your portion control, balance your plate, make sure you're not overeating while still being able to go out and not having to bring a food scale everywhere you go. Another rule of thumb is to eat until you're 80% full. So you should be a 2 on the hunger scale. So try not to eat until you're absolutely stuffed. Eat until you're satiated, until you're full, but not stuffed. So 80%. Speaking of the 80-20 rule, make sure that overall throughout the course of your week, you're following the 80-20 rule, following whole nutrient dense foods, and then 20% of the time you can eat out what you'd like following the hand rule. If you're going to go out, make sure you're balancing. So say you're going to have French fries with the meal, knowing that it's high in carbs and fats. So you might have to take away some of the carbs and fats from the surrounding meals. Not saying starving yourself, but making sure the daily macros and daily calories are balanced. And when you go out, make sure you choose smarter drinks. Stay away from craft beers, stay away from wines and sugary cocktails. I recommend doing drinks with club soda or seltzer, 0 calories, or like a Diet Coke. And then some dry wines and light beers are good. And also try to limit the amount of alcohol you're having to under 2 drinks per night. Once you start to go above, it's going to tack on extra calories. It's going to disrupt your sleep. It's going to disrupt your hormones, and it's just going to have a chain reaction of negative events in your body overall. So try and limit it. Try and drink water. Try and stay full. Don't use alcohol too much. So once you have your nutrition set, just make sure you're staying active outside of the gym. So for one, make sure you're strength training 3 to 4 times a week in the gym, but outside of the gym, make sure you're doing what you can to stay active. And then doing 1 to 2 cardio sessions per week is good to burn fat. And then also when you build habits outside of the gym, it helps to just start to shape your lifestyle, add fitness into your lifestyle without making it your entire life, like getting your steps in or being active, whatever it is. And then plan ahead for social events. So if you know you're going to a restaurant, take a look at the menu beforehand, figure out the healthy option and pick it as opposed to just figuring it out when you get there. Generally, if you do that, then you're going to pick whatever's the tastiest thing on the menu. And generally speaking, whatever's the tastiest is also going to be the most unhealthy. That's something I work on my clients with. I can call it menu consulting, where they'll send me a photo of the menu and I'll help them pick and figure out exactly what to get on the menu. And then another technique when you're going out is to eat a high protein snack beforehand or have a protein shake beforehand. That way you're a little bit fuller and you don't need to overeat. And again, I'm sure everyone's heard this, but make sure you're drinking water in between your drinks. For one, you're not going to be able to drink as much, and it'll help counteract some of the effects of that alcohol. And then keep an emphasis on protein and fiber. They're going to be the most satiating, meaning they're going to keep you the most full out of all the nutrients. And they also have the highest thermogenic effect, meaning it's going to require the most amount of energy to digest and break down protein and fiber. So you're actually burning calories from eating protein and fiber, and which that's exactly why it keeps you full because it's harder to digest. And then managing your stress and sleep is extremely important when it comes to going out. So if you're going to go out over, consistently, the other aspects of your health and fitness need to be a little bit more on point. Not that you need to be too extreme, but stress and sleep is something that I wish I had known more about from the beginning. So aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, and then use things to mitigate your stress, like meditation, walking, journaling, breath work, whatever it is to help restore your hormones. Because when you're high stress, your cortisol levels and your hormones are going to be out of balance, causing you to have more food cravings, store excess body fat, and just be more stressed overall, which nobody wants. And then make sure you're monitoring your progress. Make sure you're tracking what you're doing. If you're just going about it, you might not realize that you've fallen behind, or sometimes you might not even realize that you've made progress. So it can help give you a means to celebrate and build momentum to keep moving forward. So I recommend using an app like MyFitnessPal to track your foods to see exactly how many calories and how much macros you're having, and then take progress photos of yourself once per week. A lot of the times people will look at themselves in the mirror and they won't see the changes because they see themselves every time they look in the mirror. But when you compare yourself week to week, you might see some of those small changes that you don't see every day, which for one can help you to see the progress and recognize it so you can again build momentum and celebrate the wins. Or it might show you that, hey, you've fallen behind a little bit and you need to make some changes and step it up a little bit. So make sure you're monitoring your progress and then analyze it, assess, and readjust. So don't punish yourself. No need to be extreme, but based off of that tracking, make sure you're adjusting the plan from there. Not overcompensating, but just adjusting. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So when it comes to getting lean, it's all about building habits and building a skill set so that way you can make it your lifestyle and not burn out and yo-yo and go back and forth overall. So make sure that you're balancing your portions, make sure that you're eating your proteins, make sure you're drinking your water, choose low calorie drinks, plan ahead for social events, make sure you're looking at the menu, manage your stress, manage your sleep, and keep tracking and adjusting so that way you can continue to make progress. So if you're interested in coaching, these are all things that I work on with my clients and how to implement them into their routine so they can see progress when it comes to going out. And also, what we'll do is we'll build a plan that fits into your life without making it your entire life. So we'll build a custom workout program that fits your schedule. Don't need a gym, but a gym is definitely helpful. We'll create a nutrition plan, whether it's an exact meal plan that you're going to follow, or whether it's going to be guidelines to follow. Uh, but finding a plan that fits your lifestyle. And then we'll set daily activities and habits for you to start implementing outside the gym so you can build momentum, make progress, so that way you can continue to stay engaged and stay consistent overall. And then we'll work on accountability where we'll check in once a week. That way you execute the plan so you can take the guesswork out of what you're doing so you know that you're going to make progress and you can put your time and energy into the things that you like doing so that way you can be a more efficient, more productive, and happier person. Because working out does take a lot of energy in terms of creating a program, thinking of the right things to eat. So if you have those things laid out for you, you don't have to worry about it and you don't have to make fitness your lifestyle. You can just follow a plan that'll get you to the place that you want to be. So if that's something you're interested in, just fill out the coaching application in the bio. We'll have a conversation, talk about any ways I could potentially help you and how to implement this plan into your life. So, hope you found some value out of the lesson. Hope you have a great day and peace.